1,000 units of affordable housing in Nigeria. The man I've known for over 20 years, and the only thing I know him doing is building houses for the low cadre, houses within the prices of 3 million, 3.5 million. The maximum price I've ever seen him building is 4 million. This very great Nigerian has received international and local national awards for his contribution to affordable, I call it low-cost housing delivery. It's a great honor for me to invite the chairman of this committee, who will read out the assignment and who will also tell us who are the calibers of people around him. And no other person than architect Samuel Odia. Can we give him a round of applause?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I stand on existing protocols. First of all, let me just thank Festus Adebayo for the confidence reposed in me and members of my committee. I was quite excited when he asked me to join this group, because if there's anything I'm passionate about, it's about crashing the price of houses down to a minimum. Actually, many years ago, my dream was to build a 100,000 house. And inflation blew that dream completely out of my mind. But, you know, I still believe that we can bring the prices of housing lower and lower, you know. If we can reach the moon, if human beings like us, like you and me, can reach the moon, then what is it to bring greater inclusivity to housing and make housing something that everybody can access? I want to really thank you again, Festus, for giving me this opportunity. I feel very humbled, actually, to be chair of such an esteemed group as this. You know, beginning from my right, Jumoke, Engineer Jumoke Adegunle of Lafarge, who is a member. We have Town Planner Lekwa Ezuka, a past president of the Nigerian Institute of Town Planners. We have, we call her Mami Mercy Iyote, a quantity surveyor by profession and an immediate past president of the Nigerian Institute of Quantity Surveyors. Next to him, my dear brother and friend, we were actually classmates in school at the University of Lagos, architect Adewumi Okupe. And then last, there we have Mr. Harmony Kun, who is based in Rwanda and has flown in specifically for this occasion. Your hands together for him. We have one member who isn't here with us, architect Bamidele Falako. I'm sure many of you know her. She unfortunately was not able to be here with us, but thank you very much for your participation. I have a slide, so if you can put my slide on, I'll just take you through very quickly what this competition will be about. I want to make a special mention to those organizations that have offered to help and to assist and to sponsor this this competition. Without sponsorship, it would be almost impossible to carry out such a venture. So thank you very much indeed. You know yourselves, organizations, there are quite a number of them who have offered to help. And we're hoping that even more will come on board as we move along. So this is the 2021, go back to the title, please. This is the 2000 AIHS, Abuja International Housing Show 2021 Youth Competition. And next page, please. I'll be just taking you through this as we move. So this is the theme of the competition, essentially, as Pastor Festus and Queen Lethality have explained, is to try and find the next generation of affordable housing leaders, identifying and utilizing them. Identifying and utilizing them, getting them involved so that there's a generation to move over of people passionate to provide affordable housing. Essentially, the objective is for the first Abuja International Housing Show Youth Affordable Housing Awards to celebrate housing ideas and designs that provide creative solutions along the value chain of affordable housing, affordable housing delivery process. So the scope essentially of the competition is for it to be open to housing ideas and designs, not just architectural designs or engineering designs, but concepts, ideas, delivery model concepts, for instance, designs, architectural and engineering, building materials and components, construction technologies, and funding models. This is not actually the presentation I gave, so I'm a bit muddled because I've made a few changes here. I think this must have been an earlier version. But initiatives that support the main focus area of affordability, acceptability, accessibility, scalability, and sustainability in the design of solutions for affordable housing. Next slide, please. So we have various basic stages to this competition. We have a stage 0, which is the preparation stage, which is what we're in now. And we as a committee have been meeting for the last 3 or 4 weeks and trying to finalize the criteria for eligibility. And today we have the launch. Oh no, this is definitely not the version that we provided. There's another version to this. If you can find it, that would be wonderful. Otherwise, I will go on. I give somebody a version. Follow, I give you my version of this. If you're not sure where it is, then maybe we'll just stick to the old one. So you have 3 stages, basically. A stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3 competition. The first stage will essentially be to test eligibility and ensure that contestants meet the basic criteria for competing. Then there will be a concept stage, which will be stage 2, which will last about a month, and then we'll have for about a month and a half the final stage. Entries and entrants will be shortlisted at that stage, and just a few, perhaps between 6 and 10 entries will be shortlisted to go into the final stage. Are you able to find the presentation? If you can't find it, just put the last one on, and I'll manage that. Sometimes this is the problem with having multiple versions of a file. I don't know how many youths we have in our midst. We all seem to be babas and mamas here, but I do hope that the youth are represented in our midst. Okay, yeah. Okay, great. So go to the slide before it, please. Right, so that's it. So the first stage is the screening for eligibility, second stage is project concept, and the third stage, detailed project solution. Next slide. So in terms of the timeline, the competition begins on August the 6th, when the website will be live and open to competitors. So from the 6th of August, which I believe is next week, Friday, you can begin to go online. We will advertise the website address, and you can go right on there to find out all the eligibility criteria. We will then announce the winners. The competition will end with the announcement of winners on December the 16th, 2021. So we had about 4 months to carry out this exercise. Next slide. This is a detailed program for the competition. Here we are at the inauguration, and the website launch next week. Publicity, stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3. Next slide. Now there will be prizes. And the first prize that's been offered is a 500,000 naira cash prize. Second prize is 300,000 naira. The third prize, 200,000 naira. And there will be consolation prizes for finalists. So we appreciate the fact that it takes a lot of effort to partake in these sort of competitions. So for those who are able to go and reach the final stage, there will be some form of competition, some form of compensation for them. There will be other prizes as well, but we do not know what those are yet. And as I've said, the grounds are still open. We're still we'll be happy to take on sponsorship of all sorts from companies at the show. Next slide. Once again, my committee members, whom I'm very happy to be with, want to thank you for your participation. And I think at that point, next slide, I'll say thank you. So that's it. So do we have perhaps 1 or 2 questions? Otherwise, you can just wait till the website is up next week and all the information will be there. Oh, there is a question. Please, to the gentleman. Microphones, please, to the gentleman in the middle here.
Town Planner Nathaniel at TBJ. I think it is really, really very impressive to have this committee in place and a very nice way of transferring the baton to the next generation. I just want to reason aloud, against whatsoever might come, that I don't know how people are going to compete at this level. Is it that they are going to compete as individuals or they are going to compete as teams? Because affordable house is not delivered by one person, it's delivered by a team. Thank you very much.
That's a very good question. Yes, we've deliberated on that, and we will accept single entries, we will also accept group entries. We actually expect that most entries, as you have rightly said, will be in groups. Thank you. Any other question? Otherwise, I will take my leave. Oh, okay. Microphone, please, to the gentleman in the white.
Okay. Hi, my name is Kabir Gano. I represent Branson Hammers. It's more like a contribution, not a question, actually. I strongly believe Branson Hammers also needs to contribute to this. We're one of the biggest developers in terms of affordable housing. We're building about 6,000 houses right now in Abuja. So we want to actually contribute. We want to consider maybe the winners for possible job employment if they are youth.
Thank you very much. That's a good one.
We also want to make monetary contributions as well in terms of the winners as well. Maybe, I don't know, we're not sure of the figures yet, but that's something we will discuss.
Super, super.
And we also want to know if there's still possible consideration for expansion in the committee as well. We also want to be part of it because we believe we are one of the biggest contributors in terms of affordable housing in Abuja.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There will be a design competition committee which will be independent from this general committee. So that will have representation from many of the professional bodies and other people. So perhaps there will be a chance at that level. But thank you very much indeed. Thank you. I think on that note, there's one more question. Just to be the last one, so that we can move ahead. Last question.
Okay, thank you very much. Please, I want to know, is this open to youths from other states in Nigeria?
This is open, and let me just mention this, the first criteria to all youths, those who have qualified within 10 years. So if you've qualified 10 years ago, you've been practicing in whatever profession, you don't have to be an architect, you don't have to be an engineer, you can be anything. You can be an artist. But once you feel you have an idea that can disrupt this industry, please bring it to the table. So, yeah. So maximum, generally speaking, we would expect you not to be more than 40 years old. That is if we were to put an age, but we haven't actually put an age. What we've said is you should have qualified no more than 10 years ago. So we assume that you're either a student or a young professional. Thank you very much. So on that note, on behalf of my committee and I want to thank you all very much again. Mr. Festus, thank you so much for the confidence reposed on us. We would like to promise you that we will not fail you by the grace of God. Thank you.
Let's give them a round of applause for a wonderful job. A job well done. All right. So just before they go back to their seats, I'd like to call some of our guests, special guests, to come decorate them. So do we have the sash for the decoration? Permit me to invite the president of the Nigerian Institute of Town Planners. Sir, please come forward. And that of building as well, the president. And then we'd like to invite the MD of Family Home Funds.
Please join us.
Please join them.
For the inauguration.
Are they being decorated?
No, do we have anything to decorate? We make a pronouncement.
All right.
President, Nigerian Institute of Town Planners, we invite you, and the President of Nigerian Institute of Building, representatives of the construction of the built environment, then Mr. Low Cost Housing himself, that is the MD of the Family Home Fund. I want my friend, the MD of Brenna Hammer, the Honorable Commissioner for Housing, Lagos State, to please join to inaugurate this beautiful team who are assigned to begin the journey to get our youth into real estate. With this opportunity, the architect will be able to relate with builders. Builders can now freely relate with town planners. We want to create a foundation where they can interact freely. The winner will not only be one person, they could come as a group. An engineer could merge with an architect to come up with an idea, just as my chairman has said. At this point, Mr. President, up to you.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I really don't know what the Chief Executive of AIHS wants me to do. Probably just to formalize this, that we are all seeing respectable women and men who are going to anchor this competition. And on behalf of us who are witnessing this, I want to congratulate you all, and we look forward to a successful outcome. Let me say that the future of every organization is in its youths. So, and the more we pay attention to our youths, the better for us. I like one thing that Hakim said in the previous session. He said we should move from harmful competition to winning collaborations. And this is what I've been saying to vice chancellors that I have met. I've been on a nationwide tour. I've been asking why the town planning student cannot be facilitated by the surveying student, cannot be collaborated with the architectural student, cannot be supported by the engineering student, so that from school they learn collaboration. And when they graduate, they will not be afraid of themselves. And I think this is a good idea from AFHS. So, Chief Executive,
yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it's quite interesting to witness this development. It's quite laudable, but I have an observation to make. Most of the problems we have in the industry is from the side. And that was how the concept of buildability came into being. That is why they are designing. Let those that we construct on site come and look at the design, they rub that minds together and see the area of problems during construction and how to eradicate that ab initio. So on that note, I would like to recommend that you have a builder in your team. Young builders from schools, how we are trained, all of us were working together. So when the design, when the case on the board, architectural drawings, you look at the areas of challenges while constructing, that in future, cost of maintenance might be unachievable. That is, there will be problem maintaining this building in the area of external facade and so many other replacements of windows, a lot of technical things. And I think if you do that at the end of the day, what you are bringing out will witness minimal corrections. On that note, I think I also inaugurate this committee. Thank you.
I'd like to hear from the MP of Family Home Funds. So yeah, I think this is breaking protocol because I have all my big brothers here, I have my commissioner. But let me just say what I have to say very, very quickly on the stage. I think the first thing that this is a fantastic idea. Indeed, the fund tried to do this last year and didn't work. So I'm absolutely delighted that AHIS has been able to put together a strong team. In the work that we do in the Family Homes Fund, I can't think of anything that is more important to us than ensuring that we have designs that are appropriate for people on low income. And one of the big observations that we have had to deal with is that increasingly architecture schools, planning schools, quantity surveying schools are no longer training our young people about how do you meet the needs of people on low income from a design perspective. And that has taken a huge amount of our time working with our customers to try to resolve that problem. I think this is a solution, or at least the beginning of a solution to our own problem. And in that regard, I want to make a gesture that the Family Homes Fund will sponsor the first prize winner. In addition, we also make room to ensure that it is not only design, but actually those 5 first prize winners, and some of them will look at actually get bills, and we will provide financing to that bill. Thank you very much. At this point, invite the President to please inaugurate the committee.
On behalf of us, supporters, and stakeholders, we inaugurate this committee to the glory of God and to the benefit of humanity.
it is too long, can we take it in batches? Photographers, are you good? It has to be there. So do it now. Can you capture this? Watch it. So I have an official question for two people. One of them is Brains and Hammers. So I understand that you're going to hire the winners. Possible consideration. Do you have any plans to hire the MC? Yes, we are. All right. Congratulations and thank you so much for all that you do. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, moving on to the third segment of this event. Now, it is my turn to hand over the mantle. I haven't been here since morning, to a much younger MC to take it from here. Ladies and gentlemen, my brother and colleague, who is a seasoned broadcaster with the Federal Radio Corporation, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ben Dodo. He will take us through the next segment. Can we please appreciate him with a round of applause? Thank you so much. My name is MC Amana, and it has been an honor. Thank you.
Good morning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Please, a round of applause for MC Amana. Come on, celebrate him. You can do better than that. Thank you, sir. He is a senior colleague and a big brother. My name is Ben Dodo Oche. I want to welcome you to day 3 of the 15th Abuja International Housing Show, Sustainable and Housing Solutions. I was here yesterday, and from the conversations we've had since yesterday, most definitely, we are having solutions. And I pray that these solutions that are being discussed here will be made practicable in Nigeria. Ladies